I'm going to get it on here, and I'm not going to put any more up. I'm tired. I don't think it does me any good. The point to it is credit card. Have you ever gone? You don't think about it. Most people wouldn't. They have a credit card. I don't, and that's the point I'm going to make and get it on before this goes off. I give a lot of background trying to get people to understand well, really, you know why I'm doing it? Because as far as I know, I don't know how many people are even watching it or the videos. I do it as a document of what they're doing to me for whatever good it does me. I don't have an attorney. I don't have the law enforcement that's involved in the whole mess. So I start giving background on it, and I run out of time. What I wanted to say was, stop and ask yourself, have you ever given a credit card or a debit card to a motel chain? Or in my case here, some of the people, a couple of the people groups that have done this, the Sean Patels, on everything over the years, and I won't get into background on that. It's my understanding they're from India, and I had nothing about people from India. I like them, but this has been a lesson. And the Shahs and Patels, and they're Jewish. They own corporate suites, and they've done the same thing. They have bought out everything, and just like the Shahs have. The two of them control this town as far as as places to stay. And it leaves me explaining, and that takes up time. What I wanted to say was that now then, have you ever booked, or even if somebody had your card and you did give it to secure a reservation, which I haven't done. I don't even have a credit card. It's a card that I use because I've been kept penniless, and it's been bad, where I get a limited, very small money put in the account, and I immediately withdraw it. So it's never been used for anything but that. And they recently, that group, with the rooms paid by Choice Motel, I'll just say that I had stayed there for 14 months and changed hands, and the Patels bought it out in Shaw's, and I had to leave. I mean, they run me off. It was bad with chemicals and everything. So I'm back here, and they have gotten just a copy of this, and of that card, and I told them there was no money on it. I was already standing there with it confirmed that Corporate Suites was paying it, and they had made the reservation. Here, I'm assuming because of what they told me, they used the card. I had called to see quality, to see if I had any reward days, and they said no, but they required that card to get into my file, which I've never used. But here, from my understanding, they've used it saying I secured a reservation, which is a lie. It's paid by Choice Motels, every bit of it. So they copied it when I'm standing there. They copied that card. Again, I'm telling them they don't need it. They shouldn't even have had it in the first place, that number, asked for it. Anyway, they Xeroxed it. I'm standing there with my few things and these to get into the room for 20 days, paid in full by Choice Motel. So I'm leaving out what's happened while I was there. It was hell. They cut off the electricity. I don't know what all they didn't do. I go to check out, and I want to make sure that I get my receipt. Well, they won't give me one. They say Choice Motel paid for it all. I said, well, then I want my the copy of that card that you demanded back. Well, I know they can make a copy of it, but well, she wouldn't do it. I said, why? She said, well, you might have damaged the room. I said, do you require this? First of all, I was told they need it for, I don't know now, perks. I said, there aren't any perks. I'm not going to get any. If I do, I'll pay cash. Well, they demanded it, and I ended up having to give it to him. In the situation I was in, they copied it. Now they won't give it back to me. And I had they sent someone to check the room out, and I made photos of the room when I went in and when I left it. I was there 20 days, and she told me to stand there in front of other people, guests behind me. I guess they were guests, some of them were employees, that they don't demand that of other people. So the security deposit, getting my card, all of it's a bunch of hooey. And I'm going back to when I just left Stay In. Can you get what I'm going through at all? And this is just the easy part of it all, I guess. Besides, they've tried to kill me with antifreeze, with you name it. Living on the Appalachian Trail, starving, freezing, everything in the book. When I left out at Stay In, owned by the Patels and the Shaws, they tried to say I owed them a day. I didn't. I had the receipts, everything, but they didn't listen to me. But in walked the guy and said that I didn't owe him anything. They didn't owe me anything. And he paid that day they were trying to charge me for that I don't even owe them. They owe me a day. But fighting over all this, no one to help, really. I got the receipt, and he said, and I've shown this, that a Visa card at the bottom. I don't have a card. The little card I've shown certainly in the Visa card. So they're playing mind games with me, and they can cause me hell. So he's got me zeroed out. So I end up just before I left when I had the Choice Motel, okay, and they got this card. The only time that anybody ever got it, and they got it illegally, and wouldn't give well, I mean, they can Xerox it anyway, so what good is asking them for it back and them not giving it back? So it's the input of the card, okay? The Visa card on the day I didn't owe, they owed me, and then I am demanded when I go from there to Quality Inn, and Choice Hotels has made the reservation, paying everything, and they got the card. And they're saying that it was placed on a credit card. Well, no, it wasn't. I gave it to them, and I've gone through all that totally because they demanded it. I'm standing there with it all paid, and they're not going to let me in. And I'd made the mistake of calling them prior to calling Choice to see if I had any days because I'd stayed there for 14 months. And she demanded the card to get in my file. And I explained again, it's one that I deposit, money's a little bit, it's very little put in it, and I immediately once a month get it out. So there's no money in it. Well, anyway, long story short, they can do anything they want to me. So now, just before I left there, I came where I'm at yesterday, checked out on the 16th. It was paid for through then by Choice. And puts me into paying cabs, paying this, and it's death row, really. That's what it feels like. So I called a stay-in that I'd left out, that the Visa card comes into play, which I don't have, and selling to Motel 6 suddenly. And I'm at Quality Inn with free nights, okay, Choice, and they get the copy of the card. That's where the input is there. It's illegal to do. They didn't need it. They shouldn't have had it. But I never made any reservation, never had a credit card. It was made through Choice, everything paid. So, and this is the receipt here, confirmation, all of it. But the thing that bothers me, they're saying it was placed on a credit card, only hold, the reservation. So just before I left, I called the stay-in. They've got one in Roanoke where I just left, and that's where the input of the card came in, the Visa, which I don't have any card. My point here is that the Shaws and Patel own everything about here. Once they get a copy of a card, if the law doesn't work for you, they can make your life hell. They already have. So anyway, my card's out there now. They can do with as they please, and no law is going to step in and stop it. I won't have anything, and again, I'll be on the street with nothing. 76 years old, can't walk. Can you imagine what they'll do with me then? So I called stay-in up there, and these are dumps, let me tell you, the stay-ins. There's two of them, the one I left and they were remodeling and the one I called about. The only thing, they should have, they're owned by the Patels too, so what can happen, they all got a database and they can use it, and this is going to go off. The woman called me back. I never gave a card. I never had a